Crypto. How's everybody doing out there? I hope you're doing well. Interesting times as always. The thing we kind of say all the time, never a dull day in crypto. Said that many times when the shit is hitting the fan, and also whenever things are popping off and good things are happening. But we did a pretty quick stream last week. This week's first 2 weeks, first stream in 2 full weeks, really, where we're actually taking some time to dig into what on earth is going on. And it has been a crazy couple of weeks in not just crypto, but in Titan X especially. We've had a lot of ups and downs in the last 2 weeks. Maxi P. Hello, Blaze fam. Hello, thank you for tuning in. So the weekend, last Monday, not Monday, this is Tuesday today. Last Monday, we saw the market take a complete dump. Market-wide, everything took a big hit last Monday. And it's just funny how after the start of the year, first couple of weeks into January, we were seeing sentiment shift. Things in the market felt like they were turning around a little bit. And we said on here, it kind of doesn't matter when it turns, but it did feel like a few things were moving in the right direction. Then we'd say 2 weeks ago, Monday, we had a pretty big dip market wide, and there was no bounce. There was no bounce back. We had a big dump on the Monday, and there was nothing, just kind of kept on going sideways. And then on Monday, over the weekend, within our own ecosystem, on Saturday, we had a huge dump in Dragon X. The first time we've really seen liquidations happen in Ouroboros and StableNet. The first time we've actually seen that happen to the scale that it did. About $270,000 was liquidated on the StableNet protocol on Dragon X. That was a pretty big thing for the ecosystem. A pretty big thing. I think Dragon X on that day dipped 33%, was the highest that I'd seen it down at that time, sold into 33% down on the daily. And like I say, in the StableNet protocol, so many people that had loans taken out with Dragon X lost their collateral. They still have whatever they did with their USDX when they took those loans out. They still have those dollars, but that Dragon X that they had is no longer in their hand. It's no longer theirs. And on Sunday, then we saw, okay, so that was caused by, it seemed to be, now please fact check me, and if you know more details than this, please do put them in the comments. But it seems to have been more or less one big player removing his liquidity from Dragon X, Titan X, and selling selling into the market, selling the Dragon X in the Titan X, causing the dump. And that is what caused a lot of that to happen. And then on Sunday, we saw something similar start to happen with Titan X. There was a few big whales. I saw one particular wallet that did start removing liquidity and started selling in chunks. But I think I also saw one wallet sell about $15,000 worth of Titan X in one hit. Just a big fat finger bump market sale of 156 billion Titan X. That's a big chunk to just jump in and dump at one time. Literally no patience to DCA out, to exit through that liquidity position. Just remove, bump, dump it all. So again, then we saw another big dump on Sunday. Titan X plummeted, and it then pulled everything else in the ecosystem down with it, and that was on Sunday. And maybe not. But if you look at the way Saturday went, it seemed definitely to be somebody chasing the dump and trying to get cheap Dragon X. Maybe the same thing was happening on the Sunday. Somebody trying to liquidate all these positions on Ouroboros, because when Titan X took the second dump all of a sudden a lot of the loans with Titan X in the Ouroboros protocol, then we're looking a little bit sketchy for a time. I was going to put a post in. I seen somebody last week, somebody in the ecosystem. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was to give you the credit for the post, but I did see somebody posting up about the how close some of the ratios were getting to being liquidated. And when I saw that, my initial thought was, we know you guys that are here week in, week out, they're still posting about the ecosystem, that are still active. You guys are here and you know what's going on. So many people in the ecosystem are not paying any attention at all. So my initial thought when I seen what was that there's going to be people there. I saw the list. One person even had $50,000 of Dragon X in a loan taken out. And I was just thinking to myself, some of these people are not even going to know what's coming. They're going to see posts on X and they're going to be liquidated. Now, I didn't put anything out because obviously I didn't know that's what was going to happen. It wasn't a guarantee, but that was my initial thought was, shit, these poor folks they're gonna get hit and they're not even gonna realize. They're gonna come back to check their Dragon X bags and there's gonna be nothing there. I'm sorry for laughing, but it's fucking brutal. There's Sray, leverage for you, Ali. Yep, leveraged up. It's one thing we've never talked about DCN in these levels for a while, but we've never really encouraged or talked much about taking loans out. It's just not something that I'm particularly now when the market's going down interested in taking loans out. Maybe a lot of these people had taken these loans out a long time ago. I don't know. All right, let's see. That's a couple more comments coming in. Lord Mosey, is Titan X still in existence? I thought the ecosystem has completely gone under. I don't know. If you go to X and type in Titan X, the fucking community is alive. The community's buzzing. There's a lot, even with all the shit. Nearly sometimes a lot of these bad things happening, even pull more people out of the woodwork. There's a core community there that are still working, still fighting hard. There is a lot going on. There is a lot still to come. So the ecosystem may be down, but it is definitely not under, and it's very much in existence. We're going to look at a couple of things that are coming up. We've got Builder Lee talking about rumblings of something. We've seen the dude post up for the first time in a long time at E280. I haven't even checked it out yet. It's going to be potentially launching or bridging over to Arbitrum. So a quick message to on X, I said, looking forward to getting you back on the stream, to the dude, and he says, yep, be back on soon, definitely, to talk about what's happening. So those are just a couple of things that are happening. Never mind. I think even Eric is asking about building protocols for Dragon X, and we have things to come for our protocol. So no, very much alive. Don Polly repost the stream. Thank you. Some guy is selling loads of Titan X Eco. Yes. In fairness, the wallet, when I was digging around, wasn't just selling Titan X, Dragon X. I was selling other positions as well. So crazy to capitulate at the lows, but it is what it is. Dragon X market cap 2.77 million. This is unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, did Dragon X top 100 mil? When it overtook Titan, did it overtake Titan X for a brief spell in its heyday when the whole ecosystem was buzzing? Yeah, it's been a long way down, but while we're all still here, because we all still think that we can make it go way, way, way back up again to the glory heights. Kata, cheers for tuning in. Mad week in Titan X, indeed. Yeah, believe in something. Yeah, and if you want to believe in anything, believe in yourself as well. I've got to keep reminding myself to believe in myself. Okay, I'm in this with you, motherfuckers. Not only as a builder, but as a holder in the ecosystem. You know, I hold so many coins in the ecosystem, and I'm a diamond-handed fucking motherfucker. So again, and I've seen a lot of posts about this the last few days, even over the last few weeks, and I've been shouting from the rooftops, is the fundamentals. We've got so much here, and I strongly believe that what we have in our ecosystem is better than pretty much everything else that's going on out in crypto. It might not look that way, but never forget the intentions of all this stuff that was built. Never forget how everybody worked together at the end of 2022 when things were flying. Yes, it was easy to do it then. It was easy for everybody patting each other on the back when everybody's coins is going up. But remember, we launched all these coins to build on Titan X, to burn Titan X. We had the Inferno Kingdom, the Dragon X Kingdom, Helios Kingdom. And even though they were all separate, they were all doing the same thing in terms of trying to bring value to the ecosystem and get rid of Titan X off the market one way or other. And if they weren't removing Titan X, they were removing the coin that was removing Titan X, you know. So yeah, anyway, still a hell of a lot to come, in my opinion, from the ecosystem, and why I've been not giving up. Diamond balls until the end. Yeah. I may get that fucking as a big sign up across the bar here. Diamond balls until the end. I love it. Love it, Sray. Nice one. Good to see you back in here again. I know you did pop in and comment something towards the end of my quick stream last week, but cheers for popping in. Okay, let's have a quick look. Ecosystem review. I want to just dig into a few different bits and pieces over the course of tonight. Oh shit, hold on. Sorry, Utah has just popped in. Utah, how's it going?
Going well. Still here. Still kicking.
Still holding the line.
Hold the line. Oh man.
No, I haven't even been chatting to you. I haven't been chatting to you properly, even this last in the last week or so. What was your thoughts when you were watching Dragon X, Titan X, the whole ecosystem get, what do you call it, mega dumped over the weekend? What were you thinking?
I was thinking, holy shit. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but like you were saying, I mean, they just seems to me like when people just dump in one shot like that, like they're either really emotional, or in a really big hurry to get those funds, desperate for money, something like that, because you eat so much slippage when you do things like that. And I always think like there's emotion behind a dump like that, like they want to send a message, or I don't know. That's just kind of how I look at it. But you know what? That's one less whale to sell on us at the top. So, you know,
Yeah, it's been a pretty another big cleansing in a way. It feels to me, and it's felt for some time. Okay, because you look back a few weeks ago, and even our fucking stream, have altcoins bottom is the bottom end for Titan X, and we were saying that it kind of does feel at the bottom's in, and yet again we'll have another low. But it feels to me just like, okay, all the people selling, the selling did seem exhausted. It did seem like, the people that were left were holding, we'd done a kind of double bottom thing, and we weren't really seeing any sort of major dumps or capitulation. And it was going sideways for quite some time. And then it's like every spare bit of value in the market, in the ecosystem, anything that anybody can get their hands on relatively easy has to be done. If it's dumping something when there's profit there, no matter what it is, and that all of a sudden, that opportunity for whales or bigger players to be able to dump, to liquidate these positions, it felt like it was, again, something that many people weren't really keeping an eye on. But it's like, it's almost feels like it's the last fucking bit of value in the ecosystem that can be extracted before we actually have a proper bottom. And there's literally nothing else to dump like that.
Yeah. I mean, things are bad across all of, any altcoin really. Any anything besides Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's, fighting to stay where it is, and gold and silver are pumping, and it's wild to see. But, I still stand firm, they need this economy to rip. They need to win these midterms. Got some shit going on with the Japanese yen right now, and I think Trump's speaking right now, so I'll have to go back and watch and see what he's saying. But yeah, it's a wild world out there. Not just crypto, just the world in general. My God, it's like scrolling social media is sickening these days. And I honestly, I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat, but it's becoming more and more clear, like why I'm here, because the system, like man, there's somebody up very, very high pulling the strings on all this shit. I believe. Yeah, immigration and fighting and people dying and all this shit in the streets. And it's just like, I've never seen shit so bad. It's so ugly. And then, like, you got people on one side cheering the death of people on the other side. And it's like, what the fuck is happening? So I'm
Yeah.
glad that I got some tokens. I don't know, man. I just don't know about the regular any form of currency that's not tokens. It might, they could probably wipe it all out in a heartbeat,
Yeah, it definitely is a crazy time. I mean, I'm 45, and I kind of just like I'm on X, but because of what we're doing here. I am all, X is open on my laptop most of the day, and I get a lot of I get a lot of notifications. I'm posting a lot, seeing a lot, and just flicking down, you just end up seeing all the stuff that's going on, and I just it's so much of the day you're just going. It's like eye rolls. Oh, what? How stupid can stuff get next? How silly can the arguments get next? Okay. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but like in the States, you're obviously in Utah. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Is there any ice fucking, is there any ice protests going on in Utah, or is all this shit only happening in Minnesota? I speak from experience, okay? In Belfast, you would see on the news all the time riots in Belfast. Not these days, but even going back 10 years or previous, I would go on holiday to the States and people would be like, oh man, it's crazy over there. Because they see a news report of people rioting in Belfast, but it's literally one riot in one part. It's like one street in a whole fucking country, and nobody else in the whole country gives a flying fuck what is happening in that one street, except the people that are in that street fighting with each other. I don't know whether it's like that in the States or not at the minute now. Is there anything in Utah?
Yeah. So there was like a protest or whatever, and they were marching down the street, but it's not, just like you said, it's fucking propaganda, man, because that's all the local news wants to show. It's like all they fucking show. They had the TV on when I was taking my lunch break at work, and the whole fucking thing was basically Trump's doing this, Trump's doing that, ICE is doing this, ICE is doing that. It's just pure propaganda. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is why I don't watch the news. I'd rather hang out in crypto, in the Titan X ecosystem, in DeFi for sure. You know what I mean? With people that think like me, because I think, although we are crazy, because look what we're fucking enduring over here, right? With the
Yeah.
and everything, at least I think most of us are kind of like-minded. Like, we've seen this shit ain't right for a long time, and how else did we end up here?
Exactly. It's really saying we've got enough drama in the Titan X ecosystem. We sure do. I mean, I've never been one for watching the news, reading newspapers. I've always just, stuck in my bubble. Get on with doing what I can do, and forget about what everybody else is doing. And I suppose, like you say, we're here doing that in the Titan X ecosystem. We're just here working for our bags and not getting caught up in all the shit that's going on. Like you say, Why did you get into crypto in the first place? To fucking, escape the system, get money that can't be controlled by banks, by governments, and all that kind of shit. So yeah, we're sticking to our original plans, and hopefully we'll get there in the end. So let's where are all the hype on hyper deflationary burns and buybacks? They were all designed to scam people. I lost fortunes on Titan X. Okay, Lord Mosey, sorry to hear about you losing. You can't hype up a market when there's no hype at the minute. You can't fight the market. The market's in a downtrend, a sideways trend, whatever it may be. It's hard to create hype and create hype whenever the market is like that. That's the one biggest lesson that I've learned over the last couple of years. You can't fight the market. You can only do so much. The buybacks, the buybacks and burns it's a hot topic at the minute. I've always stayed out of the V1 buy and burn Titan X chat because it never really mattered to me. If you fire on the buy and burns at the minute, the maximum extraction will happen. We've seen it in Pulsechain. We've seen Richard Hart Pulse X. You pump it a double a couple of times now, and it just gets sold straight back down by opportunists. People that have had enough, want to get out, see a little bit of pump, they run like fuck. So, yes, sorry to hear about your experience, Mosey. I mean, a lot of us are in the same position. With like I say, I've held a lot of the Titan X bags all the way down, and it's a fucking miracle that we're still here and still surviving. Sometimes I wonder how on earth, when you look at the charts, you wonder how on earth we have survived and are still here fighting. But we are, and there's a lot of money in these buy and burns sitting behind, and everybody seems to be all the founders that are holding any sort of funds in their buy and burns. They're not wasting them at this minute in time. Yes, they could be nibbling away at supply, but some of the buy and burns are fairly small that you don't want to deplete your treasuries. But the big ones, okay, like Dragon X, like Titan X, the ones that have millions in them. I put a post out yesterday that Titan X could, and I would love to see this happen. Fire on the buy and burn at $100 an hour. Over 50 days, that could remove over 1% of the supply while using less than 1% of the buy and burn value. That to me is a win-win scenario. But again, it doesn't fucking matter if it happens or not. We have no control over that buy and burn. We have no control over what Jake does. So would I like to see that on now? Yes, absolutely. Would it help everything? Yes, it would. For me personally, it would definitely give me a what do you call it? I don't know, like a kick up the arse, a little bit of a little bit of motivation to stay the course. We're here fighting week in, week out, putting out content on here, chatting every week, updating everybody, being here for the ecosystem. But it would nearly feel like you could almost kick that on the next level and be like, right, we'll get the fucking buy and burn now. All the fucking doubts all you motherfuckers have, he's gone, it's never going to get used, yada, yada. All that stuff disappears with a little bit of a show from the founder. But again, it doesn't matter until if it happens, brilliant. If it doesn't, it makes no difference. So Jake ain't burning anything until 3,500 days of the contract. That's a given. Jake can only turn it on when everything is popping. Then people will be buying into the green candles. This comment is where I always kind of come back to. When you go look at that point, you can't fight the market. It's irrelevant if we're going up and the value of ETH is going up, and the buy and burn can get fired on and buy chunks that pump the price up. When price is going up, it definitely will help lift it. And I've always been in the camp that fuck it, that's what we want. That's what we want to wait for. But seeing how low things went at the weekend is what kind of changed my mind to be going, okay, well, looking at how low it is at this minute in time, and the fact you can burn more percent than you're using out of the buy and burn makes sense to me at that point to start going, bump, and have a little bit of a nibble at it. So, gotta wait for alt season. Yes, whilst I agree, maybe not. And we haven't had this talk before, Utah. What do you think?
Oh man, I mean, at these prices, it wouldn't hurt to burn a little, and of course, it gets everybody excited, right? Um, so I mean, and do I want buys and price to go up? Hell yeah, I do. But I also know that I agree with Kata. Also, if I mean, but if it's just a small amount, burning tokens, taking some off the market, I don't see any harm in it. But as far as like hitting the rocket boosters, yeah, it has to be in an alt season when everything's going. If you're the only thing to pump right now, you will get sold every fucking thing, But if you look at the money it takes to move gold, and you look at the money it takes to move silver, and these markets are absolutely ripping, there's gonna be a rotation. There's gonna be, and it takes a fraction to pump all of fucking crypto. I think gold is like 37 trillion, and all of crypto we're just above 3 trillion market cap. Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's pretty insane when you put it that way. When you think about it, in those terms. Yeah, the pump that could come is could be insane when you think about it that way. That kind of leads me into the next thing I wanted to talk about, Utah. So there's the whole buy and burn conversation. Day 888 is massive for Titan X. $3.3 million is going to be paid out to stakers in 50, I think it's 56 days time. 55, 56 days from now, the ecosystem, anybody staking in Titan X is going to get a share of $3.5 million worth of ETH. TitanX.win. And the reason I want to chat about this, there's a lot of talk about it, and I want to share my screen and look at a few things, because I've seen posts of people saying, okay, come along. It's brought Steve DeFi back out talking about it. Seen Trader Lee talking about it. There is a Turkish account on X that posts a hell of a lot. I don't know whether everybody else is seeing Ozturk's posts, Cheetah Ozturk or something like that. But he was saying, not financial advice, but you can get a pretty damn solid return by buying Titan X, or if you have it, staking it at the minute to get a share of that 888 day pool. Have you been following that closely?
Yeah, I have, but I have mixed feelings about it. I mean, well, for one thing, you don't need to stake right now, right? You can wait until we get closer to see exactly how things are shaping up and see, okay, what are we really getting here? And because as more people stake, your share gets diluted. And keep in mind, Dragon X can come in with $1 million fucking dollars and buy and stake and take everything. So always keep that in the back of your mind, because they got a lot of firepower there, and it's happened before.
So I think a lot of people were staying out. We're not talking about this. Obviously, as we get closer to day 888, people are going to talk about it more and more as that day comes closer. But it was the thing that kind of caught my attention was somebody, again, forgive me for not giving you credit, whoever said this, put this post out, but somebody put a post out saying that Eric had said that he was not going to be, putting any more funds, not going to be increasing the Dragon X share in the pool, that what they've got to put in for what they get back is not worth the return. So once he came out and said that, that's when people started to go, right, okay, Dragon X isn't going in. The buy and burn for Dragon X isn't getting activated to buy and stake. Then all of a sudden, people are going, right, okay, it's not going to get diluted by Dragon X, and we've started to see loads of people posting about it. And straight in here, 888-day payout, easy ROI, and max stake. Whilst that is true, it's important to understand what can happen. And this leads into me talking from what's happening in the market. We're looking at Dragon X, Titan X, those leverage positions in Ouroboros, or StableNet, we'll call it. And people going after every bit of value that there is to extract. One thought in my head is, when it comes to things like this, staking, and such an easy ROI sitting there, I'm not saying it will disappear, but there's always somebody out there. This is my experience. There's always somebody out there with a bigger bag that is willing to wait longer than you and put up more capital than you for the ROI that they're looking for. So you can come into Titan X right now and stake and get at the minute, let's have a quick look at it. Let's get it up. We'll go to calculator, staking calculator, 100 billion. Titan X value. So 100 billion Titan X is worth. Can you see that? Okay, is that clear?
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, so actually, give me a second just to pull this, get the screen set up properly. Okay, 100 billion Titan X. It's max stake for 3,500 days, which is a fucking long time. Your Titan X is going off the market for, what's that, almost 10 years. $8,000, and you can actually get your money back at this minute in time. Right now, the calculator will tell you that on day 80, which is only 55 days away from here, you will get back $10,000 worth of ETH. Right now, it is a very attractive play, and that's why people are entering. People are staking Titan X. We've seen, I think, something like, okay, don't hold me to this, and please tell me if the fact, but I think there's been something like 4 trillion Titan X staked in the last week or two, since since everybody's really starting to look at this. So right now, let's have a look. That's max stake, the kind of return you're getting if you go in and don't lock up your Titan X for 10 years and you do it for, go simply, let's call it 100 days. The value, you're still going to get, call it a third of your investment back in that time. Again, that doesn't make sense to make much. That play doesn't make much sense to me. But there are people going in. Well, no, sorry, no, that doesn't make much sense. It does, because you obviously get your Titan X back after 100 days. But there's so many variables in here at the minute. So many variables? Let's see. Duke of Booze, cheers for tuning in. What have we got? There's a caveat to that. Let me see. A caveat to that, I need to take into consideration of the current share rate and who owns more of the early share rate. Yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of moving parts in this thing. And the first thing Utah said when I mentioned it to him was that you can literally wait until the day before. You can wait the day 887 and enter the staking pools on that day. So there's a lot to happen here. Under the stake tab. Share rate, bonuses, percentage shares. Yeah. So I'm keeping a close eye on it. And it's okay. I see even seen Steve DeFi is no fool. Steve DeFi is no fool. He's been posting about it and saying that it's something he'll be keeping his eye on as well. Because for sure, it could stay showing this kind of ROIs right up until the final week, and I would imagine there will be a lot of activity happening in. And again, I could be wrong, but based on previous experience, this will get diluted heavily because technically it is a pretty easy ROI. Now, again, I know I keep going to go around in circles here, but if you max stake, this could come down to level quite quickly. Is that a play you want? Do you want to stake, put the Titan X away for max term and wait 10 years to get it and get your money back? It's a kind of a no loss situation. You're getting ETH back. There's a lot of Titan X getting locked off the market for a hell of a long time. So another bullish factor, or again, maybe we fucking mega dump after it all happens. Anyway, Utah, what do you think about the return? Anything else you want to add there?
No, just that. I mean, it will go down as more people start coming in. Be careful. You don't need to do it right now. And if you want, and I saw a dude post about this on X the other day, and it's a good theory also. If you want to have some Titan X in the future, max stake it, get the ETH that you get, whatever it may be, and say bye-bye to those tokens, because it might be really hard to get your hands on 1 billion tokens in the future. If you want to throw 1 billion out there, which today it costs you nothing, right? Was it like 70, 80 bucks, something like that? Then, you can have some put out in the future. So it's not a bad idea if that's, your intention. And if you're looking for a quick flip, I would use caution. If you're plan on being here for a long time, then, you want some Titan X, locked up so you don't have access to it, you won't sell it or whatever in the future, then there's always that option.
Yeah, and I hadn't really thought about it that way, but that's a fairly good point. That is a fairly good point.
And for the record, I mean, I have a stake that's been running since the early days, so I'm probably not going to add more, but we'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah. So stake length 3,500. Only way anybody is ROIing. Yeah. So ROIing, yeah, I think that's it. I think you do have to go full term, but to be able to get your money back straight away in ETH, without having to sell a big chunk of Titan X like that, is yeah. I mean, if it sticks there, many people will go for it. I've written up a post that I was going to put out with my opinions on this. For now, I'm staying out of it. For now, I'm just going to sit it out. And part of the reason for that is that when I talk about value getting extracted as much as possible, I kind of would like, maybe this is a good thing, maybe it's not, but I kind of would like to see the participants that do enter that get a return and come back into the ecosystem, get that ETH and come back in with it, or wait until the market, they feel a market turnaround, that they feel safer to start coming back in. But I don't want to be part of the crowd that runs in to nuke this thing as much as possible before the death. I would like to see it not get so much action that everybody it's in gets so diluted that it's not attractive in the end at all. Like somebody coming in with $1 trillion Titan X on the last day, maybe that's or $100,000 worth of Titan X, and just diluting the fuck out of everybody on that last day. That's the kind of thing that I hope doesn't happen, and that everybody that's in there makes some fucking money.
Yeah, I mean, I want everybody in this ecosystem deserves a goddamn win. And if they can go in and catch a win, man, that's awesome. But I don't want to lead anybody off the slaughter, because I've seen way too much shit happen. And, yeah, Eric said he's not gunning. Well, Eric said a lot of things in the past. Doesn't mean he won't. But it not just Eric. It could be anybody a whale come in and buy a ton and just come in and just dilute everybody. So a lot of
Yeah, I
things
mean,
can
that's the
happen.
thing.
So I just,
You know, like you say, you talk, a whale that's not even in the ecosystem could come in and buy a fucking shit ton. Over the next month, the day before, fucking 10 grand market buys, everyone straight into staking, bump, 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 bump. And they do the fuck. Even Schrader saying that most likely happens. I mean, that's my experience. That's my experience. That's what I've seen happen time after time after time. And okay, dashboard ROIs at the minute, the ROI, it's dashboard ROI until it's realized it's there's nothing there. And we've seen it too many times too many times for me to start screaming about it at the minute. And that's why I wanted to bring it up, just to make sure that people are aware that that's a big possibility there. All right, Slim. Didn't think you were going to be here tonight. Yeah, sometimes I don't post about the streams just in case I can't make it. Utah hates it that I just kind of jump on last minute, create the stream. But it's just the way I like to do things. So yes, we're here. What do we got? I hope that Jake is working on a Titan X prediction market platform. It could be a charge. It could charge a fee for every transaction that will burn Titan X plus add to liquidity. Yeah, I hope he builds that too. Be nice. But yeah, cheers for tuning in again, Slim. I just hope Jake is building something, doing anything that will help us when he comes back.
Yep. Whatever it is going to burn X28. And for the record, there's other protocols you can stake in, that might, have a good ROI. You can stake in diamonds,
Yeah.
but just like any of these protocols, you don't need to stake right away. So watch the pools, watch the participants, watch the ROIs, and make a judgment call as you get closer to the payout. It doesn't have to happen right now. So always use caution.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll actually have a look at that. Eric is bullshit. Thank you too, Slim. That's me reading out that comment now. No, I don't want to bring controversy to ourselves. That was Slim saying Eric is bullshit. Not me. Let's see. Ban Titan yield farm on Pulsechain, everyone. Oh, wink, wink. I actually had that up. Okay. Let me actually pull that back before I go on, because I just wanted to highlight something else. A few coins there. Let's see. Notifications. Bump, 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 bump. Where did I see that? Yeah, here. So just in case you didn't know, you can farm with your emit farms. Kairos over on Pulsechain has done a brilliant job with emit over on Pulsechain. Let's take a quick look at the emit chart. It's done a wonderful pullback recently. Emit, it's probably gonna have holding up extremely well. Emit WPLS, emit wrap pulse, $1.72. I wonder, can we see? There's an emit Inferno pool. So you can bridge your Inferno tokens. You can bridge your Inferno tokens over to Pulsechain and farm emit over there. There, Inferno emit. Can you see that? Sorry.
Yep, I see it.
Yeah,
Looks
so
good.
we have it on the we have Inferno over on emit farms, and it's been there. You look here, it's been there for over 4 months. 1.8k liquidity. There's another, I think there's about another more. There's another maybe 3k liquidity in the Inferno Pulse pool over there. So easy enough to participate over there. You see so many farming tokens. Obviously, looking at this chart, it did have a nice run up. It held pretty strong. A nice run up and a dump, okay, and then it held pretty strong. And then towards the end of the year last year, it did dump. Like, it did kind of just bleed out. But it's had a really nice run since the end of December and pull back. The level of emit, the price on emit is it's really strong at this minute in time. $1.72. But yeah, we don't speak about it much. And
Yeah, we should probably talk about it more. I love those farms over there, and the way it's set up and the community that they have and everything over there. Man, it's nice. It's the nicest farms I've participated in. I really, really like it. And the token's made a nice rebound. And so, yeah, I really like those farms.
Yeah, like you say, the community vibe over there is pretty good. I like some of the incentives that they have. Just the way it operates. When you want to create your own farm, you have to buy emit, or you have to buy the emit, which obviously helps the price. To get your farm onto the platform, you have to get a number of votes by the holders of the token. I didn't have much trouble getting people to vote to back me, but to be able to vote, you have to hold 1% of the supply, which obviously gets harder and harder and harder over time. But again, it gives you that incentive if you really want your token on there, to propose to have your token on there, you have to get yourself 1% of the supply. I don't know if it's exactly the same now, but that's what it was whenever we were getting on there. And there's just a lot of incentives all the time to put buy pressure on the token. And if you're in there, they do airdrops all the time, literally every single day. Somebody that has a farm is giving coins to Kairos to airdrop to the community. They may not be big airdrops, but they are numerous. Like I say, pretty much every day there's an airdrop of something. So yeah, it's a awesome job. So if you are holding Inferno, you can bridge it over and buy some emit and enter the pools. You can actually single side stake emit and earn DAI as well. So yeah, pretty cool. That's a fairly small risk in some of the plays over there. Definitely not financial advice though. We participated and sat through a lot of this dip, but like we're up here again now, so it's all looking good. But that is there. Plus, if you do just have Pulse, you can simply go and buy some Inferno, buy some emit, and participate over there. Thicken that liquidity pool and earn some emit in the meantime. We've done pretty damn well out of it, Utah, in all that time. Left it sitting through we were earning emit and DAI all through this dump. And to see it pull back up, we added more funds to both liquidity pools, just from our rewards. We beefed out both liquidity pools in the last week or two over there on Pulsechain. So fucking great job, Kairos. Love emit farms, and cheers for mentioning that, Ray. Now, the only thing I'm back to the Titan X hub. Great job, Mike Dean, as well. Always shipping more improvements and more features. But I want to put out a video talking about just Titan X in the next day or two. Something that's kind of trying to educate people outside the ecosystem, not our own community. And one of the things that I'm going to be touching on is just the amount of buy and burn value that does sit behind these. Now, maybe after saying some of the things we've done tonight, do I want to draw attention from the outside of the $3.5 million that is up for grabs in day 888 of Titan X? Something that we could scream from the rafters that Titan X, $13 million worth of a buy and burn on $1 million liquidity pool. Dragon X, again, millions of dollars behind it. ORX, 4 trillion, maybe down to 3 trillion. Titan X and Bam Burns behind it. Taurus, the Taurus is Taurus has 2 wallets that are in the biggest holders of Titan X. Hydra, Bam Burn, Blaze, $500,000 of ETH payout within the next year. Again, we'll go down. Diamonds is way down the bottom. But Diamonds, well, before the dip on X28, we had a dip on Dragon X Saturday, a dip on Titan X Sunday, and then we had another dip on X28 on Monday. So our buy and burn in Diamonds protocol did take a bit of a hit. But again, for the size of the protocol and the buy and burn there compared to its market cap is fucking huge. Helios, plenty of funds in the buy and burn. So there's so many good things that are sitting here that we can scream about to the rest of crypto. What's this saying? Trade great before day 888 payout and swing trade there even if you don't stake. I'll let you decide if you want to trade like that or not. Everybody do their own thing. Anything you want to mention here?
No, just Helios is also getting that 888 payout. And it's a big deal for them because it's huge compared to their market cap right now in their liquidity pool. So, do not fade, dude. Do not fade the Helios ecosystem. Those guys got it going on over there, and I like what they're doing with E280. He made that announcement today on Twitter, so that's very cool.
Yeah, again, I don't even know. I haven't been chatting to dude for a while, but let's have a quick look. So E280 expansion to Arbitrum is in audit. New feature, protocol-owned treasury that stakes GMX. Yield from GMX will be used to buy and burn E280. This will create a steady flow of buy pressure regardless of E280 volume. So in low volume days like we have been in, there is still value getting accrued that keeps the supply deflation constant. There's also an opportunity for users to bring their own GMX to stake for additional yield. Why stake your GMX on our platform? Auto compounding rewards will get automatically claimed and added to your position. Auto compounding is a very powerful tool that really increases rewards over a long period of time. Additional APY, there will be the possibility that APY will be above what GMX offers due to the protocol sharing its rewards with the users that participate. Fewer stakers, higher rewards. So this will fluctuate and users come and go. Okay, so again, another thing in the ecosystem that's getting built upon. It's not another coin getting launched. It's more utility for things that already exist. Shrey's just asking 2% for Helios, wasn't it? I'm not sure of the size of Helios payout or share of the pool. Somebody else can pop into the comments and tell us the exact figure.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what their share is, but I know it's compared to what they have in their liquidity pool, it's very, very significant.
Yeah, okay, what have we got? Where's Trader Lee? I want to look at quickly next. Aren't you bullish? Here's your plan to something. Trader Lee, a lot of things are converging. Sentiment is starting to shift right now. The reason I said where have I heard that before is that I made a video on that exact thing last week, and we covered that a lot on the stream a few weeks back about sentiment changing and things lining up. Wild to see some of these tokens sitting at sub 1 mil market caps. It is insane to see some of these sitting. And one thing is, it's in you. Okay, here he has screenshot the top 12 in the ecosystem by market cap. When you go further down, there are tokens that have like in the ecosystem less than 10k market cap. 10K market cap. Now, some of these things were 1 mil at one stage, you know, things like GoatX, Ascendant, and many others. But like Ascendant has 1.9K in the liquidity pool. I just think some of these things can absolutely fucking rip if we get the right kind of attention over time.
Yeah. I mean, you can become a whale in all of these, man,
Yeah.
for very little money. You know, you gotta buying the depression, selling the euphoria, right? Nobody's looking. Every the sentiment is now shifted, you know, bearish again, you know, on all coins for now. I mean, I think the macro's setting up beautifully for an alt season. I really do. But anyway, nobody's looking, nobody's here. Scoop up what you can and hold. And don't sit here and bitch and complain. Just buy some tokens and hold them.
Yeah, on that point, if you go to my profile, I put out a poll yesterday or a couple of days ago. Are you somebody that's part of the problem or somebody that's part of the solution? So be part of the fucking solution. Okay, look, there's Trader Lee mentioned one risk often ignored and with stakes is share dilution. That's commenting on the same thing I was just talking about. This post here, Chihat Ozturk. Thank you for putting out all your content. Don't always agree with what you're saying, but like everything, appreciate you being here and putting your opinions out. I'm just trying to find something here. If Lee's mentioned anything about what he is putting out, he did mention this. All the builders are basically in their caves right now. We've still had teams shipping positive ROIs, diamonds, Taurus, etc. Builders are basically here working. We've had Dude pop out. I'm pretty sure Lee's going to come out with some announcements in the near future. Buildify. Oh, I don't know where Rich is tonight to go into dig into Buildify. But it's coming. Another utility for X28. Another protocol that will burn X28. I don't want to start digging into exactly what's going on there with Buildify, but it is a launch pad that gives you an ability to launch full DeFi protocols like they are, like you're launching a meme coin. Click your settings. You can have staking. You can have buy and burns. All kind of fair launch. No pre-mines for the founders. It's a DeFi launch pad that basically adheres to the main ethos of Titan X. So you're going to be launching tokens with buy and burns, with fair launch mechanics, where the founders have to participate themselves, and you're going to automatically build in whatever treasury wallets, Genesis wallets, all sorts of stuff. So some pretty epic stuff. We've got Dude building, our team's building, Eric's talking about stuff, Trader Lee's talking about stuff. So there's a lot happening, and I don't see our ecosystem getting any smaller than where we are right now. What have we got? Did Trader Lee scrap Ascendant? No, he didn't scrap it, because technically you can't scrap anything that is DeFi. They did come out and say that the focus was not going to be. Lee was building a lot of stuff. It's insane to. It's quite funny. I'm just gonna. It's quite funny. The amount of half-built protocols that exist in our ecosystem is insane. I must have 4 or 5 things that I was involved in that were half built, and the contracts sit unfinished. And I know lots of other builders are exactly the same. There's you're working on something at a time, and you are spending money getting these things built, and all of a sudden, that protocol doesn't necessarily make sense anymore, or the effort that you're going to have to put into it doesn't make sense for what you're going to get back. So you end up with tweaking. So Trader Lee was definitely building a lot of stuff for for Ascendant. You know, they launched the Pertdex, Ascend Dex. He was working on Ascend Lane for a long time, but didn't ship any of this stuff. So Lee did come out and say that they were pulling their efforts on adding to Ascendant for a while. Well, he said, didn't say, there's no time frame. They just said that he was putting his focus elsewhere, mainly Ouroboros, ORX, and his own things. So Ascendant, I always keep my eye on Ascendant. The market cap is ridiculously low. However, little bit of warning on Ascendant. When you look at the supply stats, there's so much supply locked up in NFTs. So when you go and look at holders of the token, it's a little deceiving. It is the NFT contract is theirs. I think it's theirs, the number one holder. But just whenever you're looking at your percentage and you're looking at what you're getting, it's easy to not realize that there are so many tokens locked off the market that are in holders' hands through those NFTs that are easily redeemable. So there's no development on Ascendant at the minute. Builder Lee swings back to Trader Lee, fun times. Yeah. Okay. Utah, what are we, anything you want to mention here or talk about before I go on to my next topic?
Nope. I mean, I would just comment on the building protocol thing. You know, it's the damn audits. The audits are so damn expensive. You're looking at $5,000 to $20,000 for an audit, and most of the time we do 2. And so, yeah, if the timing's not right, you know, you just don't launch.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, that's kind of what stops you in your tracks. You start building something, and you go, "Oh fuck, okay, right." It's not worth continuing. You get an idea, you start, and then you realize, "Fuck, there's going to be another 20K at the end of this just to pay for the audits." All right, what are we going to look at next? Emit Farms, Titan X ecosystem. Okay, I think I've covered most of the stuff I wanted to talk about. Let me just take a quick look. Yeah, because sorry, Utah, you said you saw Rich put out, or Trader Lee put out a post about something coming.
Yeah, he put out a post about something that he was launching, and he hasn't got a white paper or anything yet, but said he was launching something. So not exactly sure what it is, but I did see a post.
Yeah, there's
It
definitely
was a little while back.
I'm not going to go down, but there's a lot of good discussions going on. I actually shared this bit of a thread here where Rich was conversing with Rich, Trader Lee, Steve DeFi. Were all kind of quote tweeting each other's posts, just talking about V1 buy and burns and other things in the ecosystem. So a lot of good chat out there, a lot of good conversations covering the sort of more controversial topics and things in the ecosystem. So people aren't afraid to come out now and kind of just call everything as they see it. So good times out there. All right, we'll move on to Diamonds protocol. Blaze and Diamonds. First of all, we'll take a quick look at the Blaze chart. Blaze is a fucking beast. It just doesn't want to die. It doesn't want to be beat. It does not want to be beat. Diamond has obviously gone a long way to day 365. When me and Utah kind of took the reins, had a great run up. We're, part of a massive dump in the whole ecosystem. This was running into the launch of Diamonds. And then it's kind of, been going down a few times. We tapped a low there over the weekend. Not an all-time low, but another low into the the 6 cent region for Blaze. So the auction is closing out pretty much every day at the minute. There's no Blaze getting left in that auction. There's no ROI getting left in that auction any day at the minute. I'm talking about that. You can't even really see it properly. So sitting at 8 cents again, sitting at 8 cents. It's just quite a nice level. It doesn't take too much dollar value to close out the auction. Okay, so on the table right this minute in time, 40% ROI if you come in with your ETH and participate in the Blaze auction at this minute in time. $60 in 0.02 ETH in will get you a 40% return, get you over 1,000 Blaze. Utah, what any thoughts there at the minute?
No, Blaze is very tightly bonded to Titan X. So when Titan X starts going down, it takes Blaze right down with it, but it also does the opposite on the way up.
That's the thing. It's not that's a thing to never forget. The supply, the liquid supply of Blaze is still very, very small. We're still holding around that 82% of. Okay, so you can imagine there's still 5,000 tokens coming out through the auction a day, 5,500. I mean, let's look quicker. Let's just look at the exact amount for today. So 5,587 tokens getting distributed. So although this is increasing, although this is hitting the market each day, the amount staked is still hovering around that 82%. So most of this that's coming out in inflation is making its way into the Diamonds protocol over time. Some days it's up, some days it's down. But overall, at this minute in time, we're holding our own with the amount of inflation that's happening, that most of it is going into Diamonds to keep that staking ratio up. So the squeeze of, heavily bonded Titan X, I've seen Blaze move 10% with no trades in it, no buys, no sales, but it'll move 10% with the Titan X price. So on the way up, this thing getting pulled up, there's not a lot of supply in user wallets to dump. If you look at many other coins in the ecosystem, loads of other coins in the ecosystem, you go in and look at the top holders, you will see many people holding, depending on what sort of market cap you're at, you'll see people holding anywhere from 5 to 1%, and the bigger coins, maybe they're holding 1 to 0.5%, but that's not really the case here in Blaze. Not a lot of people holding 1%, even 1% of the supply. Between the staking and the liquidity pools, a massive amount is not in user wallets, and that's even more extreme when you come to Diamonds as well. So, quick question. Can we still mint more diamond NFTs for the Blaze Diamond Hand payout pool? Yes, we can. See, Rich has just entered the building. Rich, are you there?
I am here.
Yeah, we can't hear your signal's shit.
Yeah, I can answer this though, but yeah, you can mint them. It never closes.
Can you hear me?
So,
Yep.
Yes. Sorry, but how about now?
Yeah, we can hear you. So sorry, Utah. Go ahead. I'll come back to you in a second. Rich, go ahead. Finish what you were saying there, Utah.
yeah, you can mint those NFTs at any time. And that payout for the 888-day Diamond Hand pool is coming up in November. So I didn't think that we would hit it this cycle, but it looks like we probably will. So expect those things to start selling like hotcakes right before that payout. And
Yeah,
that money goes
speaking of
diamonds buy and burn.
speaking of NFTs,
Down in the crypto holler, there's a gem called Diamonds Bright. 4 ways to join the fun, each one standing on its own right. Pick 1, 2, 3 or all, no strings to tie 'em tight. Check the white paper for details, it'll set you straight tonight. Oh, diamonds, shiny diamonds, independent as can be. Mix them up or pick a favorite, rewards for you and me. Diamonds, shiny diamonds, easy ways to win the game. Yeehaw, grab you, holler out the Diamonds name. On 10, 20, 225, a store opens wide. Buy diamond certificates, we're here to hold them with pride. Earn these rewards every 28 days, steady as the tide. Long as you keep them NFTs, the goodies keep on coming inside. Oh, diamonds, shiny diamonds, independent as can be. Mix them up or pick your favorite, rewards for you and me. Diamonds, shiny diamonds, easy ways to win the game. Yeehaw, grab you, holler out the Diamonds name.
yeehaw! So yes, you can mint more NFTs now. What price are they at the minute, Rich?
I haven't looked. 0.28 is the all-time. I mean, after the discount ended, is 0.28 ETH. 0.028. I'm sorry. I should know.
Yeah, no.
0.028.
Sometimes there's so much to remember. 0.028 ETH for NFT, so $84 a pop. 28 needed for. So let's see. Let's actually see what 28 is going to cost these days. They were $1,400, $1,400 for 28. So yeah, I mean the ETH was probably a bit higher when we were launching this. $2,300. $2,300 for 28 NFTs in ETH will get you a diamond hand ticket. At this minute in time, a diamond hand ticket is worth about, I want to say off memory, $850 each in just that next Blaze payout, plus whatever you earn from the actual NFT rewards every 28 days. So ETH needs to pump a fair bit. We're supposed to have still got nearly a year of adding to that pool. So is it a good investment? At this minute in time, I suppose that it's hard to know, isn't it? Like, it's hard to know. It's not as attractive as it was when it was sitting as $1,400, knowing you're getting 800 at the time. You were getting $1,000 back from the 888 pool, the Blaze pool, just from that. So it was, you need to be making up about another $1,400 in cycle in NFT specific rewards. So maybe it needs ETH to go up a little bit to make that pool, that Blaze pool, a little bit thicker. That the rewards it's actually under 400k at the minute, under 400k. Maybe if that was $1 million, the only thing is it's going to keep costing more for your NFTs. So tough call.
Yeah, I would say it's not quite like the Titan X opportunity that people are chasing at the moment, but it's similar in terms of the ETH can go up in price and then all of a sudden it is a value.
Yeah.
We could definitely see where the minting cut off after the discount ended because it just became, cost prohibitive, I guess. I'm looking at a situation where I don't have even amount number for the next 28 NFTs. So I'm going to be buying a few more so that I make sure I reach the 28 set times 2. I only have one set of 28, and I'm about over halfway to the second one. So I will be buying a few more. But yeah, it's kind of hard to gauge. Now it just makes the story that we have our work cut out for us. We need to bring a lot of ETH into that pool, and that was our mission. So we got a lot more work to do.
Yeah, I mean, we've added that pool alone, okay, so everybody coming in to Blaze each day puts money in each of the payout pots. I mean, since we launched Diamonds, sorry, give me 1 second. Just set my screen up a bit better so I can see what I'm talking about. but we have added in. Let me see what's the actual figure. So this there is 100. Okay, ETH is gone. ETH, we've seen ETH, up at 3.5K during this time. 3.5. This was pushing close to 500,000 again. But this figure 129.5. We've added 2.5 ETH to this pool alone through participants of the Blaze auction each day since we launched Diamond. It's only a couple of months. The value has gone down, but the amount of ETH has gone up considerably.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of curious, where would Blaze be at right now had we had additional 600,000 tokens on the market that the Diamonds protocol has taken? We were on a downtrend.
We had a quick look at the chart. We were on a pretty parabolic downward trend in the Blaze chart. Like you say, one of the biggest things with Blaze has always been the scarcity of the token on the market. If that was, like you say, the amount that has been sucked in by the Diamonds protocol, it'd be hard to tell. We wouldn't be in a position we're in now if Diamonds hadn't pulled that amount of supply off the market, or if it wasn't continually sucking in more of that supply every day.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's been a long vision of mine, but I continue to believe that we're going to see a supply crunch on the Blaze inflation every day. Sooner or later, Diamonds will get to the point where we're consuming all the Titan X that's coming out of the auction. I fully believe that.
Okay, see, let me ask you a question just to clarify that. What is the point, or what is the point that makes that happen? What is the point? The vision of because sometimes the penny clicks every now and again. The penny clicks for me, and you're like, holy shit! The scarcity of this Blaze token is fucking insane. What is the point that we hit that we start to really see that, Rich?
Well, I mean, first off, we have to have a market sentiment where people have an appetite for risk. Right now, we don't have it. We got people that are just basically cycling through stuff they've already got, consolidating. We don't have an appetite for risk, so people are not really wanting to put money to work, and it's understandable. So, but I'm excited that the project is working perfectly. All we're missing is participation. I mean, the stake payout is soon going to pay out $10,000 worth of value. The 100-day miners will soon be here, and I'm projecting that over half of the supply is going to be staked. Maybe not quite, but I'm projecting whoever does claim is probably going to put a lot into the stake. That forfeits tokens. So I think the project right now, if you look at the stats, the vault has the largest amount of tokens burned. We didn't see that coming right away.
Okay, so by that, we'll look at the stats. The vault is here. So at this minute in time, liquid supply of diamonds sits at only 11,000 tokens. It's kind of insane at this price. The value, that's like the market cap. The market cap's like $4,000. Only 11,000 tokens. 11,700. 11,000 of those is in the LP with Titan with X28. And this small figure of 278 is the amount of diamonds that sits in user wallets. So you're mentioning there the vault. What's the crack with the vault here, Rich? The crushed diamond vault, 11,350 diamonds. Do you want to explain that a bit more?
Yeah, of course. So those who wish to have staked, which I'll be transparent. I've been buying diamonds off the market and staking it and burning 3x because I want to lead by example. I want to prove use case and show people that this is the best way to go. I mean, this protocol was built to give you ROI on your payouts. It wasn't built so you can sit there and dump on the chart. Now, eventually, one day when we have enough participation and liquidity, people can do that. But right now, it's just not where it's at. So I'm building my stake position for long-term payouts. And I'm trying to show others, the way. I'm be willing to share that with people, but you're gonna have to compete with me for it. Come in there, put your tokens in the stake, burn as much as you can tolerate. I'm burning 3x every single stake.
Okay, so I mean, like what you're talking about is we were talking about this at the start of the start of the conversation, at the start of the stream. We were covering the 888-day payout and how dilution can happen. It's the same in all protocols. When there's ROI there, people are going to come in and compete for it. Excuse me. If we look at the rewards that are there, $6,500 of ETH. Day 88. I mean, what are we on? Day 78. So another 10 days, and these staking rewards start to come up. So we've got $6,500 of ETH getting paid out and $3,500 of Blaze in the first payout. So like you're saying, you're talking about people. Just to make it clear, whenever Rich is saying about burning, 3 times the amount, if you have, we'll put in 100 diamonds here for Toxic. If you come along with 100 diamonds, which is worth $35, you can market buy. If you haven't been mining, the price is quite low now as well for buying off the market. It can go lower. There's still a pretty big ROI on the table if you're participating. We're still sitting at 120%. ROI if you mine for 100 days. So that's still pretty damn healthy. We've been hoping, we've never wanted this to, be so high that it's completely unrealistic. We're actually happy to see this coming back down closer to the 100. But at 35 cents per diamond, I just want to clarify in the staking. So you buy it off the market, you throw 100 in, and max stake for 888 days, you're getting 100 shares in the staking pool. But if you, obviously at the end of your stake, at your end of your 888 days, you get your diamonds back. But to earn more shares, you can burn diamonds with your stake. So if you're putting in 100, you can put in up to 3 times the amount to burn. So you can put in an additional 300. So what this, you're looking at $140 you're putting into the staking pool, but you're actually getting rid of $100 of the supply. 300 coins or 300 diamonds get crushed forever. And if you look down here, you can see if you were to stake 400, take that out, you are getting 400 shares. But if you stake 100 and burn 300, you're getting 1,100 shares, base shares, length shares, and a bonus 900 for the burning or the crushing on top of your stake. So but again, then you've got to remember, you don't get these diamonds back. They're crushed. They're gone from supply forever. So a lot of game theory, and what Rich has been saying here is that he's participating, but this helps us. The more gets crushed, the better it is for the system. The more we take out of supply, the better it is. So he is trying to do right by the system and remove as much supply as possible from the market. So yes, there's this money up for grabs in the staking pools. The 288-day earns every day. The 88-day, there's going to be another 2 of these 88-day payments by the time we get around to this 288. So his shares and return in ROI, he's looking at it going, okay, well, I'm happy to continue to get 88-day payouts up to the 288-day payouts, and just once I've crushed those, my stake is going to be running for 888 days if I max stake it. So he's saying come in and compete with him. The crushing them and get rid of them is the better play, but you're going to have to come in and crush diamonds off the market to compete for the supply of these payout pools.
Yes, exactly. I could polish that up just a little bit. So scroll where it shows the bonuses real quick. Yeah. All right. If you went off of the max stake go do that. Hit the minus sign, or just make the first 8 a number 2, because the minimum is 288.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Change
you can change the 8 to 2. See how you're and take the tokens out of the burn too. See how you get 0 bonus shares? You get your base shares, the 100 tokens you've staked. Now that's your base shares. So now hit the max button on the stake. You get 100%. That's a 1x bonus. Now, if you burn 3 times, you get a 9x bonus added to that. So you get a 10x bonus by burning 3x in max stake.
You're cutting out again there, Rich. You're cutting out, but
and I tell myself I don't kill over time, so okay. Sorry about that. I actually pulled over on the side of the road so I could not. So it would be better, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we got the gist there anyway. What everything you said, but maybe you can move again somewhere with better signal.
Yeah, because I actually have a surprise announcement I wanted to announce. So let me get further down the road here.
Oh, what the fuck's he gonna say? What's he gonna say on stream tonight? Yeah, make sure you get your go out and try him a fucking pylon or something there. Let's see.
When the surprises come, it's like it's a surprise for me and Allie too, because this is the first we heard of it.
Oh, what the fuck shit's he gonna stop here tonight? Let's see. One Diamond Hand ticket pays $322 at the minute. I don't know where that 322 is coming from. The diamond ticket is paying $850 last time I looked at it, each one. Guess it's not viable. We're talking that's going back a bit, talking about the Blaze pool and getting 28 NFTs. Not seeing my Flux page anymore. Is this a fucking joke? I have no idea what's happening with Flux. Don't know if anybody does. Nothing moves till Titan X moves. Pretty much the reality today. 37F wallet serial diamond seller. Yeah. We're happy enough again to see people using it, leaving. If they're getting some profits and leaving, happy days. That's what it's made for. Surprise announcement on the road, never a dull day from my dashboard. My dashboard says something else. Kind of don't know what to say now. Rich just caught me off guard with this announcement coming. What the fuck? Anyway. Okay. Looking at the Diamonds protocol again, I'm going to dig in a little bit more. So the staking pool, the first payout is happening in 10 days' time. Utils, Titan X utils. Tools, staking simulators, diamonds. This is free to use on Titan X utils. Rich has paid for all this diamond content to be free to everybody on Titan X utils. So titanxutils.com. You do have to set up an account to use these simulators. Once you've got an account, even a free account, you'll be able to come in, look at the staking. This we were looking at the shares you're getting. So the DApp shows the shares, current day 78 diamonds price. So if we look here and we put in the 100 diamonds that we were talking about, we max stake for 888 days, put in the 300 diamonds. We were looking at this saying that was getting us almost a 10x in the shares for the same amount by burning the diamonds, the additional diamonds. Down here, this will calculate. So I said that it was what I say it was worth. It was worth about $140 or something. At this minute in time, if you do that, the returns are pretty good. Like, the returns are pretty damn good on a stake. Most of that overall ROI between those two pools at the minute is 161%. So you're going to be getting $140 in, is returning about 225 at this minute in time. Now, obviously, that's going to change and get diluted potentially as we get closer to, excuse me, closer to day 88. There's only 10 days away. The one thing is, there's still not, either people are going to have to claim their miners to enter this or start buying diamonds off the market, one or the other. So it's, it's an interesting thing coming up at this minute in time. How much are people going to be willing to put in to, are people only going to participate like in Titan X if they're getting their ROI in this first 88-day payout, or are people not going to care and go, okay, well, I'm happy to wait for 3 88-day payouts. I'm going to put in more and more and more. I don't care if I put in $500 and I'm only getting I'm only getting 100 back in the first payout. That's the game theory of these staking protocols and the other moving parts of the Diamonds and Blaze ecosystem. Utah Rich, want to add anything on that point?
I think it's fair to say that a person should not expect to get a full ROI on their first 88-day payout. So that's why I'm willing to share the pool with anybody who wants to compete with me. I'm not afraid to share it. However, it's good. You're going to have to compete with a 3x burn. So that being said, I mean, just keep real expectations. I don't expect to get all the money it cost me to put those tokens in there. But I think with 10 more payouts on the 88-day cycle, that I will. And then I have 288 payouts that could factor into that. So that's the way I view it.
Yeah, see, and again, Rich, I'll just say that a lot of people in crypto don't care about waiting for such a long period of time, and a lot of people do. You're not afraid to do that. There's going to be a lot of things happen in this market by the time we have 2 88-day payouts. So it's two different ways of looking at it. One, looking at it long term and factor in that you can get a nice juicy ROI at the end of that, or people look at it from the short term view, going, well, if I don't get a return in the first payout or the first 2 payouts, I'm not even interested. So yeah, I mean that is part of the beauty of it.
Yeah, and the great thing is I'm banking on not everyone liking it, so that's less I have to compete with. But the other side is mining will continue. Weekly auctions will continue. So there'll be, people can get their ROIs through the auction if they patient, because mining will pick up. I mean, we're fighting a tough market right now. That's all it is to it. And mining will continue. I can count on that because I'm going to be funding my own stake.
What have we got? Right. Real-life simulators doesn't take into account for whale stakers at the end, Ali. Yep, again, we were covering that with the Titan X stuff. All this these staking reward pools, play the same mechanics. They're not finalized until that cutoff time. So what else?
Well, I guess a rebuttal to that is I would agree with Shrey on most protocols, but Diamonds is going to be different. You definitely can't have a Dragon X situation. You're forfeiting tokens as it is to get your supply to put in there, and all the forfeiting has already taken place. 500 or 600,000 Blaze came into mine, and almost 100,000 tokens have been forfeited. I mean, that's a massive forfeit rate before the first cycle miners even come out. So there won't be these large pools or balances of diamonds that could rush the last minute. Sure, there's a lot of miners of diamonds that are going to come out, and I'm factoring on that happening. In fact, I want to see that. You know why? That's less that has to go to the LP and get sold, and we still have all the protocol funds that we haven't really utilized. So I think once this thing matures a little bit, get into the second cycle, into the second 88-day payout, I really believe this project should come into its own, and hopefully we got some market sentiment to go with it.
Yep. Just looking while you're talking there, just looking at the diamonds minted and forfeited chart here, so you can come along to this dashboard and pull out all this stuff. Total to date, cumulative totals to date of 48,000 minted and 92. So twice the amount have been forfeited. Almost twice the amount have been forfeited as minted so far.
Yeah, I was going to say there's two charts there I like to look at. You could look at the miners that was on day one, and there's two totals. One was 78,000, and the next day was 102,000. Now, if you go to the unlock chart right next to it, you see that there's, I think it's 38,000 from day one, and then forgot the total for day two. But it's basically 60,000 tokens were forfeited on day two, and 40,000 were forfeited on the day one miners already.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to find that again where that is.
That's probably it right there. Yeah.
Cumulative eighth.
I can't quite see you. Shouldn't be looking up driving. Yeah, there it is on top right. Yeah, those two. That's it. They show that's forfeit. So look to the right. The chart on the left shows how much was minted, and you can see it's a significant drop.
Oh, so yeah, so I get you now. Yeah, sorry, I see what you're saying now. So this day one is showing how, yeah, there was 78,000 were mined on day one, and at the now then the future unlocks from that day have gone down from the 70k, so it's almost halved. Same thing. Day two was a massive day, over 100k. 102k were mined on day two, but the actual what's coming out from that supply is only 40k. So yeah, a lot of people have ended those day one and day two miners already, is what you're saying?
Yes, and I'm willing to bet, looking at the ROI that we've seen since we've launched, that everyone that has sold and forfeited has been in profit.
I've done many, not many, but I'm sure I've done, I don't know, 5 to 10 compounding plays, and every single one's been massively in profit. I've been able to go back in and earn a shit ton more diamonds by going back into the system. So that's the way I've played. So I'd say there's definitely been people that I've only done that when there's been at least, when a miner's been at least 50% profit. And going back in. So I'd agree with you. Certainly it's been a great play so far, and long may that continue.
Right. I think it's working just like it was drawn out to be. I mean, you got a use case for your token. You can leave early, sell. You can use some in the auction, and when the stake payout comes, you can put some in the staking. I mean, you don't just mine a token and wonder, like, what am I do with this when I get it?
Yeah, so that 288 Blaze reward pool that kicked over has the $6,500 of ETH is still sitting here to go out to NFT holders. So within the next week, I'll be any diamond NFT holders will be claiming their share of that $6,400 then as well. So lots of smaller things happening. that are all adding up to a lot over the next few weeks.
Yes. So the surprise announcement, I've parked so I can talk now. I basically want to see more use case for diamonds. So I basically just putting this out there to you guys right now. What do you guys think about the gold market, the silver market? I mean, is that appealing?
Not at this point. Not to me. You know,
Well,
not
what if a protocol paid you rewards like this one pays in ETH? What if a protocol paid you PAX G? It's got a big, thick liquidity. You sit there and earn stake rewards. It's PAX G, or auction rewards, PAX G. You're getting gold. Gold's going up because the monetary system is collapsing. I don't know that we're on the top right here on gold, and I'm not saying chasing the price, but wouldn't it be cool if you got a different option? You got options you can earn ETH and Blaze, and you have another option where you can have a use case for diamonds and you're earning gold.
personally, I think Ethereum outperforms any metal in the next 10 years.
It's not supposed to replace this. It's added use case. This is like an add-on type concept to give a person another use case for their diamonds.
Use case for diamonds works for me.
Okay, I agree with Utah, but I'm also intrigued that I'm not sure about gold and silver at all. I agree. It's I don't know if it's again. I don't know whether this shit's not topping out. Would it be nice to have an? Would it be nice to answer that question? Would it be nice to have an option to take something and decide? Okay, well, I want. It'd be nice to earn gold, and I'm participating in DeFi, and I'm stacking ETH here, and I'm stacking other whatever rewards it may be. But on the other side, I've got something stacking up gold in the background. Would that be? I mean, that would have been an epic thing to have had stacking up for this last year. So yes, essentially, I mean, an option for people is sweet. Whether or not many people would use or not, I'm not sure. Okay.
Yeah, that's the point. And then my thinking is, it's not something anyone has to use. It's something that just has just another option, something to do with their diamonds. And I'm not gonna really talk about it too much more, other than I really would like to get the market sentiment of, would you like to stack PAX G or WBTC, wrapped Bitcoin? Would those things be appealing? Because for me, I would like to start accumulating some Bitcoin, staking let it stack up. Same thing for the gold. I mean, I love the ETH, and I'm going to continue doing that. But would it be also cool to have these other two options?
Yes. It'd be cool to have them. Whether or not they get used, I don't know. In a thriving market, people will be all over everything. If there's ROI, if there's a bit of game theory there, people are going to participate to get whatever value there is there. I mean, if you had, if Virtus, since Diamond's launched, if you had been stacking a little bit of gold or silver since November, you probably would be very happy that you did it. Another, just while you're on that, I seen Steve DeFi talking about all his Steve TradFi. Whenever you did mention something like this a few weeks ago, and I asked, because I was having a conversation with Steve about something else at that time, and I asked him, was there a stock or a fund that basically buys a bag of AI stocks, like the S&P 500, but it's actually all AI stocks? Did such a thing exist? Because I was thinking that maybe people would be interested in something like that. where if there was a stock out there that's just a bag of all different AI companies, and you were earning a token, you were accumulating that and tokenizing it, and you had DeFi or your DeFi protocol or your diamonds could actually earn these AI stocks. That was my initial. When you mentioned gold and silver, that was my first thought was, what about if it wasn't gold and silver and it was AI stocks? So I know we're going off on a tangent here, but that was my first thought, but I don't think that actually exists.
No, so you're hitting around the target. So it doesn't have to be gold and silver. This is something that I'm very much interested in, and it's not quite out yet. But there's this company called Kinesis Gold and Silver, and they're coming out with a debit card where you could accumulate, dollar cost average or however you choose to, but you can accumulate gold or silver, and it just sits in your account and earns yield. But you could also use that debit card like you use in everyday life, grocery purchases, gas, going on shopping, vacation. But it'd be so cool because your money is different than fiat. It's backed by metals. It's an audited vault. It's it's not a kind where you got these are fake. If you own a token of Kinesis Gold or silver, it's backed by the actual real physical asset, and it's an audited vault.
Well, it would make sense. Would it make sense to just back diamonds with real diamonds?
Nah. I don't know if secondhand diamonds are back. I think if you buy one and put it on a ring, I mean, you pay a lot, but after that, it don't sell for a lot.
More DeFi. I love the idea. Let's see where that goes over the next while. Hyper deflationary yield farms. Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Okay.
what I was thinking from this is I would almost build this for myself because I want to have tokenized assets on the blockchain. I don't want to have physical gold in my backyard buried in a hole. Anyway, we could readdress this another time. That was it. Just brainstorming. I'm not thinking that diamonds needs another use case. I'm actually trying to figure out how could I utilize that and stack some gold or wrap Bitcoin or silver and tokenize these things.
Well, I will say this, Rich. There will probably be where we are in the market now. I firmly believe, and I've toyed around with this of additional use cases for Blaze and for diamonds. The only thing I went round and round and round in circles. There is small utilities you can add here and there, but I think we've got something really, really good here at the minute. The way these two things are working. Once anything in the ecosystem starts to move up, Titan X, ETH, X28, once any of those things move up, our little ecosystem within Titan X, I believe, can thrive the way it is. That said, there's no harm in adding utility to these things now. I don't think now is the right time. But over the next year, there's definitely going to be opportunities pop up for us adding things in here. But right now, I don't think it needs anything at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't disagree.
Utah?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, ETH has underperformed for so long, and so much of our ecosystem uses ETH and relies on ETH and buy and burns in ETH and payouts in ETH and everything else. Once that changes, and I believe it will, it's going to be Ethereum that all these big players want to build on. And so Ethereum. We need ETH to run. ETH kicks off the altcoin season. We need Ethereum to perform, and it will. I believe it will, and I believe the liquidity is coming in and everything else. So it's just we're at the mercy of the market as far as that goes. But I actually have to drop off. I got to get some dinner started. My night to cook dinner.
Nice. All right, man. Yeah, I'm going to start wrapping up here. Anyway, I'm going to ask Rich one more thing, and then I'm going to touch on a couple of points here, and that'll be us done. So, yeah, fuck, he's gone already. Bye. All right, Rich. Looking forward to Buildify. Actually, I'm looking forward to Buildify. I'm looking forward to seeing what Trader Lee's got. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in diamonds over the next few weeks. And I'm also obviously looking forward to seeing what Buildify brings. We've got Dude coming up with E280 over to Arbitrum. Going to be interested to see what happens there. What is the story with Buildify? Where are you all at with it?
We had to make quite a bit of improvements after our first iteration, and we're working through that right now, and we've made a lot of progress. And I'd say we're close to 3 weeks away from entering our second audit. And we know this is kind of drug along, and we can't do anything about it. We just, this is a massive undertaking, a lot of code, and it's not a token. Everything's got to work perfectly, and there was a lot to it. So we had to kind of rewrite a lot of stuff, to say the least. And after we missed the initial deadlines, we figured, let's just do it right. We just had to make a lot of improvements to get it like we want it to be.
Okay.
The good news is the way the market is right now. I mean, feel like we probably haven't missed anything. We're taking our time and being able to get that worked out right. That being said, we are looking forward to getting these second audits started, and once we do that, we know the timeline.
Okay, so hopefully
middle of February starting audits is where we're at now.
Yeah, I mean that really isn't far away. Maybe good timing for getting into that audit. Then, coming maybe things potentially starting to see some decent launches again, and a bit of hype returning to the ecosystem. Start of March, middle of March, kicking into Q2 of the year. So no real panic. We're not missing anything at the minute. So yeah, all good.
Yeah, we'll have another test net revived, improved and revived and improved test net going for Buildify as soon as we can. I don't have an exact date on that part.
Okay. All right. Happy days. Anything you want to mention before I wrap it up, Rich?
No, it's probably said enough.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Okay. Yep.
Right,
take care.
Bye. Okay. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to Buildify coming as well. I'm looking forward to a lot of things in the next few months. I know a lot of builders are working on things. Trader Lee did say that pretty well, just that the in that post, all the builders are. I've been saying it for a long time too, but they are all in their caves working away. Nobody's all right. There's ones that have disappeared or aren't working on their protocols. But if they're not working on their protocols, they're maybe working on something else, or they are just disappeared. But if we quickly look down, I'm going to add this back on actually. If we quickly look down at the founders of the protocols, what the fuck? What happened there? What the fuck? Sorry, Jake, Eric, Shadowy, Cryptographics, us, Steve DeFi's definitely not adding anything to Volt, Brandon, Morpheus, flat out. So even flicking down these first 12, is Jake here or not? Good question. Say yes, call it like it is. Say yes, he's here. The only person, Steve DeFi, still busy in the ecosystem, still busy on Twitter. He's not adding to Volt. Steve DeFi was a lover of DeFi. Obviously, with Blaze, he was probably the one pushing probably the most to have it fully decentralized. And he's kind of said that for Volt, that always the idea was for it to be fully decentralized. Again, flicking down, the dude's still working away, James still working away, Inferno, we're still working away, Dude, Element 280, Eric still working. Yeah, James, Dude, Legend X gone, Rudy's gone, Bad Sports and Scotty Boy are gone, Callum is gone, Mike Dean's still here, Bonfire guys are still here, Ascend, Lee is still here. I'll always talk about Ascendant. It was the one project I was more excited about than anything else. Stacks, Utah, and Dude still here. Dude Awesome X, Dave's still here. GoatX, Pat is gone at the minute. Revo's still here. Alien X is dead. Smooth and Crypto still here. Rainman gone. Inferno X still building, James. So when you flick down through all these protocols, you could say that all the core builders are still very much here, still shipping protocols. So there's a lot to come. Nobody, what are we going to say here? If you flick down, maybe out of the 40, 10 of those protocols, we can expect the founders are gone, and that's it. So 75% of them, the founders are still here, still working, still building. You can see we're doing everything we can to add to Blaze, Inferno, Diamonds. Same thing. We've got, Inferno's forgotten about, but we've got the base utility. It's got a liquidity pool over on base. You can transform your Inferno to Inferno X exactly the same way you can transform your Titan X for X28, exactly the same mechanics. And then that Inferno X is a multi-chain token that can go anywhere. So we're doing all we can in our little part of the ecosystem. Trader Lee's doing all he can in his part of the ecosystem. Shadowy, they're working hard on things. Lee's got his own stuff going on. Taurus working his ass off for Taurus and Unity. No doubt about it. Very much here. Not promoting the Titan X ecosystem as much as he was at the time, when Taurus was launching. But again, like I say, it's not like he's gone. The Taurus is one of the biggest holders, two of the biggest wallets in Titan X for holding amounts of tokens. Brandon is Build the Tech. Morph is going nowhere, and Build the Tech is still in building things that are adding to this ecosystem at this minute in time. And again, I just mentioned Dude. Dude is always talking about everything that he builds, or not talking about it. Dude shows that everything he builds tries to add value to what he already has. And this new leap to Arbitrum with E280 is the same thing again. So look, I'm excited for what's coming over the next few months. Buildify, and we're getting to the end of Q1 into Q2 of this year. I think we're set for a lot of good things, set for a hell of a lot of good things. So yeah, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm still fighting. What the fuck is going on with my screen here? There we go. It's back to normal. Yeah, good times ahead. You can, like I said, you can farm. People don't even know you can fucking farm with Inferno on the Mid Farms over on Pulsechain. So, have other things as well that it's a lot of this stuff doesn't make sense when the market sentiment is crap. But again, we've got many little things that can get added over time here. There's just not a lot to not a lot of point to rush into some of this stuff right now. So if you're still here, still working away, still fighting for the ecosystem, thank you very much. More bots, more farms for bots incoming. Epic, love it. Can't wait to see more farms get added. Keep it going, Mr. Kane. Yes, there was one other point that I had noticed there that I wanted to mention. Yeah, I kind of like this. Oh yeah, one more thing I'm going to cover. Stock up on X28 before the burns kick in. X28 motherfuckers is a massive part of this ecosystem going forward. Everything that we do going forward will incorporate, maybe not everything, but the goal is everything incorporates X28. Diamonds paired with X28. Diamonds burns X28. Build-A-Fi that's coming. Every coin that it launches, everybody that uses that platform potentially will burn X28. There are many other things in the ecosystem that use X28. There are things coming down the line that use X28. And the price of X28 is fucking criminal. Because of the liquidity, it can pump harder or dump harder than Titan X. But we've covered this many times. You saw whenever Diamonds kicked off how easily, not easily, but you've seen how over the course of a month we were able to put it back to a 1-to-1 peg. Let me just make sure you can see this. A 1-to-1 peg with Titan X. Again, this was us fighting after Diamonds launched, when our buy and burn, nibbling away, stocking up on X28. We brought it right up, and for this week or two, we burned 180 billion Titan X in this small period of time. In this one tiny, small, little protocol with a 7K market cap, we burned 180 billion Titan X in 2 weeks when we got X28 to peg. Now, if we, small us, can do that, what about when some big hitting protocols or the market turns and Diamonds and Blaze get the participation that they deserve, and we start to see this fucking thing really people start to realize the power and potential of X28. And why I'm saying all this is that this ratio at the minute is absolutely criminal. You're back down to 25% discount on your Titan X. You know, it's been low before, but yeah, I mean, it's already creeping back the last 2 days. Dumped down yesterday by some fool, smart fool probably, to have that amount of money that he's playing around with. But anyway, some fool just dumped this down to 68% ratio. It's back up to 77. This is a fucking easy play discount, in my opinion. Not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go and do it, but my betting is that sometime this is going to come back close to 1-to-1. Maybe not the near future, but it's insane that it's actually back down so low again. And yeah, X28, massive potential. Just want to drop that in there. That discount sitting there on the market right at this minute in time. Take it or not. I'm going to have some more myself. Took some yesterday. I'll take some more in the morning, because it's time for bed. Titan X prediction market, please. Somebody build it. The infamous soft peg. That's it. The infamous soft peg. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I hope we've shown that we are not fucking dead. Far from it. Yes, exactly. Night. I am fucking out of here.
Down in the crypto holler, there's a gem called Diamond Bright. 4 ways to join the fun, each one standing on its own right. Pick 1, 2, 3, or all, no strings to tie 'em tight. Check the white paper for details, it'll set you straight tonight. Oh, diamonds shiny, diamonds independent as can be. 20 to 25, a store opens wide. Buy diamond certificates, we're here to hold them with pride. Earn these rewards every 28 days, steady as the tide. As long as you keep them NFTs, the goodies keep on coming inside. Oh, diamonds, shiny diamonds, independent as can be. Mix them up or pick your favorite, what's for you and me. Diamonds, shiny diamonds, easy ways to win the game. Yeehaw, grab you, holler out the diamond.